So I've been shopping at Costco forever, just as long as I can remember. I've been shopping for food. But recently I just found out that this Costco specifically is where you go if you want not just cheap and affordable meat, but literally the cheapest cuts of steaks and meat options, and literally more options than any other Costco. Go to the business Costco, which I know might sound weird because it's different. So the business Costco, I've vlogged about it before, but it specifically serves business people, restaurants. It doesn't have everything a regular Costco has, but in a lot of ways, especially for food lovers, it has so much more, including what I'm going to be talking about, cheaper meat. My meat guy specifically told me, hey, you can get cheaper price meats at a business Costco. So the best deals, I'm going to show you everything that I would suggest buying and how they have a way bigger selection when it comes to meat at this Costco, specifically business Costco. There we go. Becoming one of my favorite Costcos to go to. Bonus tip, bring a sweater when you come to a business Costco. I'll show you why in a second. Notice there's some differences in the middle. No furniture, just all snacks. A lot more restaurant supply stuff over here. But what we're going for is the meat. When I say meat, I mean a whole ton of meat. That whole cooler right there, all that is the meat section. So normally where I'm walking right now, there'd be about what, 2 or 3 coolers over here. There'd be like rotisserie chicken, meat, butcher section right here. But at a business Costco, they have a walk-in meat cooler warehouse right here. All this is all meat all around, and there's just so much more here than any other normal Costco. Remember I mentioned the sweater? It's freezing. So lately, I've been bringing a sweater because it's that cold in here. So if you're gonna spend any time in the meat cooler, bring a sweater. First place I'm gonna start is grass-fed meat selection. So if you know anything about grass-fed, you know that one, it's not that easy to find, or there's usually not a lot of options. If you want grass-fed, it's for a reason. It's because it's healthier. It's obviously grass-fed. Most beef is grass-fed to a certain point, but it's grain finished. Here, 100% grass-fed in this Costco has a ton of grass-fed options. Like this right here, skirt steak, which I love skirt steak, but I've never seen a grass-fed skirt steak before. You get this whole pack, yeah, $4 a pound. I'm telling you, skirt steak is one of those cuts that you definitely see going really quick, and they have a grass-fed option. It's from New Zealand. I don't know if that makes a difference for grass-fed lovers, but yeah, it is. This whole thing is tri-tip. Something I've noticed is halal right there. See how it says halal? I've asked you guys before what that means, and correct me if I'm wrong, but halal is where they prepare the meat a certain way for people that practice a certain religion. I don't want to say what religion, so put it in the comments below. But if you're into halal meat, they got you. So I'm covering the grass-fed right now, but there's a whole section with halal meats in here. Here's halal beef tenderloin. See, normally you see this already chopped up into actual steaks, but here you can get the whole thing. And what's the unit price in this? $12.49, which I think is pretty expensive, but compared to what you would have to pay if you're just buying like a small grass-fed steak, definitely a way better price. I've never even seen this cut before. This is called chuck roll, beef chuck roll. This whole thing, $75, $4.99 a pound, but like I said, grass-fed. Whenever I can, I try to eat grass-fed meat because it is generally healthier. Almost all of our ground beef is grass-fed because we buy half a steer every single year, and the meat that we get the most is ground beef. So it's just better. So when we make our burgers, or if we're gonna make curry, we're using that grass-fed meat. So it's kind of cool that you can come here and get all kinds of grass-fed cuts for probably a way better price. But I think as good as a price, it's just a selection. There's a way bigger selection here that you don't usually get at a regular Costco. I'm not kidding when I say it's super cold in here. My fingers are freezing. Right on top it says halal, so if you need that, they've got a lot of options. I don't see as many today, but I know that they have them at some other Costco's, but the selection here is just way bigger. And if it's, you know, something religious, you kind of need to. I know a lot of people come here. And another thing I mentioned briefly, a lot of restaurant owners come here. So there's probably restaurants that need to be halal, or they need to prepare their meats a certain way. So I imagine they come here. And this is why not only do you have those options, but oftentimes you get a better price here. So I just found these halal ribeye steaks. I'm guessing that's a halal mark for your halal needs. And these are some ribeyes. There's some tenderloins here, 4-pack. Looks good. Is this halal too? Oh, lamb. These are just random, what? Lamb leg boneless roasts. They even got some lamb rib roasts, which I love lamb. Once in a while, put this on the barbecue. Woo! So when it comes to Costco's beef, my favorite is a USDA Prime, which is the highest end that you can get here other than Wagyu, which I'll show you later. But look, this bone-in short rib sliced USDA Prime, this whole thing is 50 bucks, which equates to about $9.99 a pound. And that's a good deal. Look at that marbling. That looks so delicious. If you're willing to look on YouTube for a video, you can take these big cuts, which actually when I say cuts, they haven't been cut. Like this is New York, just the whole thing. Slice these up and get a way better price and just buy a ton of meat because you're willing to slice it and get a way better deal. One thing there isn't here that I just never thought about, because obviously this is for restaurant owners, is they don't have it pre-sliced. So if you need the pre-slice, you don't want to mess with that, definitely a regular Costco, because it's going to come in the packs. There's going to be 3 or 4 slices. But here, you're getting a better deal. But of course, you're going to have to do a little more work. But one day, maybe I'll do that, because I think that, like whole chicken, I've been buying whole chickens lately and breaking it down. It's just so easy. You just need to watch a video. Some butcher's going to show you exactly how to do it. If you have a nice sharp knife, it's not that difficult. All right, so USDA Select. I'm not familiar with it, but the price on this guy is $8.99 a pound. And this is the same thing, a New York. So you're gonna get a lot of New York steaks from this. I'm assuming this is the affordable cut, but it looks really good to me. Plenty of fat, some marbling. It's a good deal if you need a lot of meat. I gotta leave this cooler because my fingers are frozen right now. But there's another reason I want to come over here, is because this right here, this whole cooler is all lamb. Now, I'm not a big fan of lamb. When I say not a big fan, I love eating lamb, but usually I order at a restaurant. I don't cook it at home. Just once in a while, I'll do a rack of lamb. Like once in a while. We're talking once every few years. Same company, and it's grass-fed from New Zealand, but that's a French lamb rack. Got you there. I'm not sure what you would use this for, but that's a shortcut lamb leg. Ground lamb. Sounds good. Maybe for like some lamb meatballs. Then you can literally get a whole lamb here. Maybe for some kind of party, or you just need the whole thing. Definitely have never seen this at a regular Costco, and it's $3.69 per pound, which probably gives you a lot of protein. The average family probably isn't buying a whole lamb, but if you need it, they got it here. Definitely never seen this at a regular Costco before. In terms of chicken, they've got everything that you would find at a normal Costco. Do they have that? I think so. Chicken thighs, chicken breast chunks, Tyson, Ponko chicken nuggets, chicken breast fillets, buffalo boneless chicken, Dino Buddies, one of our family's favorites. But see, they got these other boxes, which is clearly for a restaurant. But if you're into meal prep, or you eat a lot of chicken, because I know a lot of people that are trying to bulk up or get super fit, or maybe, you know, like compete for some kind of muscle show, these boxes are for you. This is a 10-pound box, fully cooked grilled chicken breast, 62 bucks. Now for me personally, that doesn't sound appetizing, but again, food prep, you want something convenient. That's a lot of chicken. And let me show you where the best chicken deal is though, right here. Skinless, boneless chicken breast, $2.59 a pound for that whole thing. So this guy is a 40-pound box of skinless, boneless chicken breasts, $2.29 a pound. So it equates to, what is it, 91 bucks for the whole thing? But damn, that's a lot of chicken for $91, and that's just filled with chicken breast. I can't remember the last time I saw chicken breast that cheap. $2.29 a pound for that person doing bulk prep for their protein needs. business Costco. So they do have the normal packs of chicken that you would find at a regular Costco too. I don't see a lot of organic options. Now, for me and Judy, we buy organic chicken almost exclusively. I rarely will buy non-organic chicken. So if you're looking for that, they don't always have it. I think they don't have as many options today. Oh, here's some organic chicken. Now, I haven't bought chicken breast in a long time. I don't know if this is a better price. You tell me in the comments. This is organic chicken breast. This is the 3-pack. 32 bucks for this guy, but it's $5.99 a pound. Is that better than regular Costco, or is that the same? I'm assuming it's the same for that. Where you're gonna get a better deal is those bulk purchases, those big boxes that you don't find at a regular Costco. Or same thing with the beef. When they're uncut, unprepped, way better deal. So I don't personally buy these pre-formed ground beef burger patties, but it looks like that's what they have at the regular Costco's. Same thing as a chicken. This is what they don't have, these big old boxes. I don't know, do they have these there? My first thought when I'm looking at these is number one, I always buy my own ground beef. You know, I buy a whole steer or half a steer, and then I make my own burger patties from that ground beef, which is really good, grass-fed. He says those are Wagyu too, so they've got a lot of flavor, and it's local. I like supporting my local farmers, and I do that because it's healthier. I guess when I go to a regular Costco, I wouldn't buy it because I'd want to buy grass-fed burger patties or even organic meat, but it's just so expensive. This is why I buy half a cow. But then when I see these big old boxes, my first thought is, even though I wouldn't buy this meat for myself, for my family at my house, we probably eat these all the time when we go to restaurants or maybe some kind of event and don't even think anything of it. That's one of the interesting things about buying food for myself. I have these high standards for what I buy at the grocery store when I'm shopping. But if I go to a restaurant, I don't even think twice about where the burger came from. Is it grass-fed beef? I literally just eat it and I have no thought around it. That's one of the biggest lessons I learned from another YouTuber. Shout out to Daniel Eisenman around food. That's really important, is no matter what you're eating, don't have any kind of dogma and don't have guilt over what it is that you're consuming, because that can hurt you more than the actual meat itself. This is what I mean. Like, for example, there's a lot of people that are trying to lose weight. If they eat something unhealthy, right? Or even if they eat something maybe okay, or just like some regular food, but they feel guilt around eating too much. Two things I think happens. One, that negative energy is not good for your health, for your body, for your spirit. But also, it makes you feel so guilty. I think in some cases, for some people, it makes them eat more because they feel guilty and they want to comfort themselves. And so not only do I not have dogma around any kind of food I eat, I'm just grateful that I'm eating food, but I also never have guilt, because I found negative feelings or guilty feelings when eating food can be as destructive or as harmful to you as if you were eating food that maybe wasn't at your standards. Anyways, just a random thought. Okay, so not in the meat cooler section, but for my Filipino viewers, they got you on the canned meats. I don't see the classic Spam often at ours because they usually have the low sodium, but both the classic, low sodium, they got whole pallets of Spam here. For me, it's either one or the other. For whatever reason at my Costco, it's less sodium. That's what we buy when we buy Spam. Sometimes there is no Spam, but every single time I come to this business Costco, they have a ton of Spam. They never run out. And I'm, again, assuming it's because restaurants that serve some kind of Spam dish, whether it's Spam musubi or maybe like a Spam fried rice, you need that Spam. You can't be running out. I'm not sure if this is a Filipino thing, but I know when I showed Judy that had Vienna sausages here, she freaked out because the girls love Vienna sausages. Mama used to have this for them, but finding a huge package or a whole case of it is kind of rare. Normally you just buy each can individually off the shelf, but here 18 cans of Vienna sausage, $12.39. Now I know, like, I'm talking about health and grass-fed and organic. Vienna sausage is definitely none of those things, but the girls love it and we don't give it to them all the time. It's just on the shelf. I already bought one of those way back when, so we still have plenty of it. It's just nice to eat with rice, quick meal, and especially the babies, you know, Leah and Bella, they just love the Vienna sausage. Okay, so something unique to here is this whole thing of Serrano ham. You get it in this whole box, which we've ordered before, at least Papa did a long time ago. But this whole Serrano ham comes on a wooden holder, holds the top part of the leg, and yeah, you get a knife. Oh look, it even comes in the knife. You just slice off whatever you need. Here's a good example of it. So you're just slicing off the top, and then of course, normally when you're buying this, it comes already pre-sliced in a package. Pretty expensive, but here, this Serrano ham, this whole thing, $99. I mean, the downside is you have to find a place to put it, and I remember Papa had it on his counter, and it was just sitting on his counter literally forever. Whenever he wanted to snack on some Serrano ham, maybe with some beer, slice off some. And I remember back then I would ask Papa, hey, can you slice me off a whole bunch? And the cool thing is when you slice at home, you can slice as thick as you want. But yeah, they got that here, 99 bucks. Good deal. I mean, definitely exponentially a better deal than if you were to just buy a small amount. And I think because of the way it's cured or dried or whatever, it'll last you a long time. It won't go bad. Maybe the top layer will, but if you eat it regularly, not a big deal. Okay, so I didn't find it today, but another fun buy when it comes to meat here at Business Costco is a corned beef. It's in a red can. We actually eat a lot of corned beef. In fact, if I saw it, I would buy another box. You can find them at regular Costco's, but like I said, you get it all here. I mean, funny enough, they don't have it today, but usually when I come here, I see it. Would highly suggest it. I love that brand. We eat the corned beef with some potatoes, onions, garlic, over rice, and some ketchup. Girls love it. Oh, fried egg. Gotta have a fried egg on top. Never, ever, just pass it. Super random, but I've seen this Sriracha here a lot, and it's from Underwood Farms. The whole thing with Sriracha is kind of funny. So if you didn't know, which I'm sure if you're watching this and you like Asian food and you like Sriracha, you know, but you couldn't buy Sriracha for the longest time. There was some conflict with the pepper farmer and the Sriracha company, so it was going on sale for a ridiculous price. So then you see all these competitors come out, including this one. But now Sriracha's back. But the reason I bring up this competitor is I believe Underwood Farms is the original farm that made the peppers or grew the peppers for the Sriracha company, the original one. I forgot what it was called. You guys know what the bottle looks like. So these are the original peppers of the original Sriracha sauce. So I've seen it a few times. I've avoided it, but we're about to run out, so I'll let you know how this tastes. You tell me if this is original, if I'm tripping. I know a lot of people don't like the competitors or the other options. The original, that's where it's at. But this one, I don't know, I like the color on this. Now you would assume this with any Costco, but here, the sheer volume of meat is kind of crazy. So this is pork butt, 16 pounds of pork butt, $1.99 per pound. Just to give you an example, look at my hand. This is pretty big, and it's $3 off too on top of it. 30 bucks for that whole thing. I've also bought pork belly from here, which I love. And you would probably say that's probably more pork than you need, but what we do is we'll buy a huge package, especially pork belly. We'll cut it in half, we'll use one half, and then we freeze the other half and just have it there ready whenever we need it. Maybe we're gonna make dinner or adobo or whatever. So I find with pork, it really does hold up to freezing. That's just our experience. So $1.99 per pound, that's a good deal. Judy was asking for some Topo Chico. Gonna get these. These are 16-ounce bottles. We like to have the 12-ounce bottles, but I wonder, what do you get? 18 of these for $22. That equates to about $1.20 per bottle. I think that's about the same price if you were to compare it to the smaller packs of the 12-ounce bottles at a regular grocery store. So technically you're getting a better deal. I just like the smaller bottles because it's kind of hard to drink through a whole bottle, a whole 16 ounces when you're just kind of thirsty for a little refresher. Here's the pork belly I was talking about. This is the brand that we usually buy. It's actually really good. $3.49 a pound. This one is a skin off version. Maybe if you're making a certain dish, they'll keep the skin on for the pork belly. So make sure if you're like me and don't really know how to take it off or don't want to deal with it, you get the skinless and boneless one. Well, obviously boneless, but the skinless. Because look, see right here? It's just the fat like you would normally see. So like this one, pork belly, but it's got that thin layer of skin, which is really tough and really tough to remove. I made that mistake once. I was able to remove it, but not only is it difficult, it's more expensive for the skin. So if you don't want the skin, you're just gonna toss it. Buy this stuff without it. Just a little tip. If you've never bought a whole thing of pork belly like that at a business Costco or you know some kind of restaurant supply place like this. Look at this huge thing of just ground pork. Never bought this, but yeah, we go through a lot of ground pork. In fact, Judy was saying she wants to make lumpia, so I think I might get this. $9.99, 10 bucks for 4 pounds of ground pork. Definitely gonna get this. Lumpia! Of course, we always buy milk at Costco. Lately, I've been buying the Dairy Gold, Northwest Company, no artificial growth hormones, local, it's GHE neutral. I don't know what that means, but it looks like it's a good thing. And guess what? $5 per gallon. It's gotta be the best price. And we always drink whole milk too. This is the milk that we used to buy. And I still buy it once in a while, but if you want to see why I changed from that stuff to the Dairy Gold, I have a whole video where I rant about changing my mind on organic and especially on milk. So go check that out. We'll put the link somewhere. Something we don't buy a lot of is big old things of ham like this, but yeah, they got you covered. And you can buy this huge one, hickory smoked, original pit ham, $3.49 a pound. Yeah, it looks like a turkey. All right, so the only thing I wasn't able to find that normally I always find here, it is the end of the week, so maybe they ran out or they haven't stocked up on it yet, is Wagyu. Their Wagyu selection here is pretty ridiculous. They got some good cuts of Wagyu. And like I said, probably the best price. And we're not talking just their American Wagyu brand, which I've seen before. I mean the legit Japanese Wagyu. I think you can buy A5 Wagyu sometimes at some Costco's. You can definitely buy A5 Wagyu from Costco online. I don't know how all that works, but my friend Andrew, who's another creator, we love eating. We go out to restaurants. He shared a link with me where you can buy A5 Wagyu. But yeah, I didn't see the Wagyu here. You can also get Wagyu. Love it. The girls asked for some frozen berries. We've been doing a lot of smoothies, so just like any other Costco, they also have this kind of stuff. You know what they don't have though is a whole box of red raspberries. Frozen red raspberries. I have never seen that before. Do they have this too? Festival blend frozen fruit. Mango, papaya, strawberries, and pineapple. That sounds hella good. So lately we've been putting out ice cold drinks for the delivery people. And these are perfect for that because these are the mini cans. Instead of 12 ounces, it's 7.5 ounces. And they got the cherry Coke, the orange Fanta, and Sprite. So get these because we just ran out, I believe.